Are you being met by so many matches online that you're not even sure where to begin? Being bombarded by people that you're not sure that you're even a match with, and wasting too much time trying to figure out who is for you and who is really not good for you. On this video, I'm going to teach you how to quickly weed through your matches online so that you're only talking to the people that you actually want to see if you're compatible with. My name is Sarah, and I found my husband online. I figured out how to online date without the emotional roller coaster, without the exhaustion, and without wasting my time, energy, and emotions on people that were not meant for me. I'm going to teach you how to do some of that in this video, and I'm going to give you some real life examples from myself and a client of mine on how you can actually find the man that you want to marry. So let's get into today's topic: how to weed down your list of potential matches. First, if you're going through profiles and you're looking at your matches, you want to see, are these people displaying that they have your non-negotiables? And I do talk about non-negotiables a lot in my content. I talk about them in my free guide on finding a healthy relationship. So if you don't have that, you can put in the comments that you want to get that. But the number one thing you need to do is you need to see, does their profile show that they have your non-negotiables? If they don't, it's time to swipe left and move on. I'll give you an example of this. As a Christian, you should be looking for somebody that is a genuine Christian. That means somebody that actually displays their faith, somebody that actually walks out their faith in their day-to-day life. And so you want to be looking for somebody that has that. If their profile mentions nothing about their faith, I would swipe left. You don't need to waste your time, because if it was truly something that was really important in their life, it would be mentioned on their profile. So that's the first way to stop talking to the people that are not meant for you. I'll give you an example of this for me. I one time met somebody online, and one of the first things that I usually ask is something about their faith, because it is my number one non-negotiable. And the answer I got was something to the effect of, well, I can't really explain it over text. I'll have to tell you about it when we meet in person. Now, I know now that I should have ended that conversation right there and then. He may have been a great guy. We may have had a good time together. However, if they can't articulate their faith very clearly and very quickly, it probably is not that important in their life. And so you want to make sure you're sticking to all of your non-negotiables, with the faith being the number one if you are looking for a godly match. Okay. You also want to look for evidence on their profile of your other non-negotiables. And I do talk about having at least 3 or 4 non-negotiables. And so you want to look for evidence of those on their profile. If you don't see any evidence of these things that are very important to you, then I would say swipe left and don't waste your time. The second way that you can weed out people online quickly is if something doesn't sit right with you on their profile. So let's say you're reading their profile and something just stands out at you as you're not really sure about. It kind of, puts you back a little bit. It may be something that really you're uncomfortable with. I would say anything like that, you really should trust your gut. And women sometimes don't do this enough, and sometimes they need some support to help them to trust their gut more. So if something doesn't sit right with you about the other person's profile, I would go ahead and say that's not a match for you and move on. You can weed that person out. I'll give you an example of how you could possibly give somebody the benefit of the doubt for this, and what I did one time. This was actually my husband's profile. And so now I know that he's my husband, right? But when I first saw his profile, I didn't know, and I was trying to weed people out. And he actually had a t-shirt on that had a glass of beer on it. Now, he's not a big drinker or anything like that. I know that now. I didn't know it then. And so that did give me some pause looking at his profile, but I didn't see any evidence anywhere else that, like, was he an alcoholic? Did he have a partying problem or a drinking problem? I didn't see any pictures of him where there was like alcohol everywhere. I didn't see any evidence on his profile that it was an issue. And so in that instance, I decided to go ahead and talk to him, and maybe it would be something I would mention just to make sure any of those initial hesitations weren't actually a problem. In this case, it wasn't actually a problem. So I would caution you to, if there is something on somebody's profile that kind of doesn't sit right with you, see if it's something that you could merely ask about like that, or is it something that really is making you uncomfortable? If it's something that's really making you uncomfortable, I would go ahead and pass on that person. Let's look at the third way of how you can quickly weed through those matches on your profile. So number 3, have they said something inappropriate? Now, this might be that maybe they already have messaged you, or maybe you're just reading through the profile because you're trying to go through matches. Is there something said that's inappropriate, whether to you or on their profile? If it's really inappropriate, that shows you some of their character, and I would caution you to not waste your time with that person anymore. There's an example I have of this, of somebody that actually said something inappropriate to me. And so I think I got his message first before I saw that he was a match. And sometimes that will happen. Sometimes you'll get a message from somebody. It depends on which app you're using. But on this particular app that I was using at the time, I had gotten a message from him and it was clearly inappropriate. Now, those types of people, do not waste your time on. That was a definite, I am not compatible with him. I don't want to spend any time with him, right? If it's somebody that something on their profile is said that's inappropriate, or maybe they're hinting at like sexual things on their profile, I would say no, don't waste your time for that person, right? That's not what you're looking for. You're looking for the person that you want to marry, and you're looking for a good Christian relationship. So if there's something inappropriate said to you or on the profile, then I would say that you need to not continue and not pursue that relationship. Biblical men that want to follow the Bible, they want to honor, they want to protect, right? And they want to take care of you. They don't want to use you. And so if there's anything said that is inappropriate, or anything that gives you pause that maybe they are out to use you, maybe they are out to not protect you, things like that, then I would say don't waste your time with them. I would also caution you with this one. If you are already in a message with them, if they comment first or near the top about your appearance, I think that's a red flag. Somebody might say something like, "Oh, hi, beautiful," or "You look so pretty in your profile picture." I would caution against that because I'm looking again for my relationship, right? At the time, I was looking for my husband. I didn't want somebody to comment on my appearance. I wanted them to comment on what did they see on my profile that made them think that we are a potential match, right? Also, you don't have to be in a relationship early on with people where you have the type of relationship already where they should be talking to you like that. So I don't want somebody when I don't even know them to say, "Hey, gorgeous," right? That doesn't make me feel good. We don't have that type of a relationship yet, so I don't want you to be commenting on my appearance. So I would caution you to look for that when you're first being introduced to people. And if they're commenting on your appearance first, that should give you a little bit of pause because you want to know, why is that their first comment? What about something I said on my profile? What about something that they might be able to comment on that tells them more about who I am? But instead, they just want to go to my appearance first. That should give you some pause, and I would say weed those people out. Okay. The last thing that I want to go through in here is don't feel bad about it. There's so many women that feel bad about rejecting people. They feel bad about turning people down. And you can get some support on this. I did help one of my clients know what to say. You can turn somebody down in a very respectful way. You don't have to be disrespectful. You don't have to be rude or anything like that. But I want you to really understand you don't have to feel bad about it. If there's somebody online and you don't feel you're a match with them, whether reading their profile, or maybe you've had some exchanges with them, it's okay to let them know that. You don't have to feel bad. Why? Because you are here looking for the man that you want to marry. You are here looking for the relationship that you've really wanted. And you can't get that relationship if you're not telling people no. So it actually is a good thing. I want you to start switching your mindset on that. It's actually a good thing for you to tell some people no. It's actually a good thing for you to turn some people down, because if you don't, you will be wasting your time with the wrong people and you will be blocking yourself from finding the right one. So these are some simple tips on how you can weed out people when you're online dating so that you can make this process go much, much better, much less exhausting for you. I do have other videos on my channel about online dating. You can learn how to pick the best profile pictures. You can learn how to set your search criteria on the app so that it's working for you, so that you stop getting matched with creeps and actually get matched with people that you're compatible with. And I have tips on how to write the perfect profile. So, what to put on your profile to make it work for you.